If you talk like a replaceable employee, you're first on the layoff list. Here's how to sound indispensable starting today. There are 7 phrases you're saying right now in meetings, in emails, in Teams or Slack that tell executives you're expendable. Most people say them without realizing it. They think it's just being polite. By the end of this video, you'll never say them again. The first one is in 90% of your emails. It's destroying your authority without you even knowing it. The first phrase killing your career is one word, just. Just checking in becomes checking in on the Q3 deliverable. Just wanted to update you becomes here's the update. That one word deletion changes how people perceive your authority. This is the difference between being seen as helpful and being seen as strategic. By the way, I'm Terry. I run multi-million-dollar programs for Fortune 500 companies right now. I help mid-career professionals stay off the layoff list in an AI-rich world and help them get back to work quickly if they're hit. I share actual strategies and AI prompts I'm using today to become too politically expensive to fire, not theories from 10 years ago. If you execute the strategy but never create it, this is for you. The phrase is actually. Actually, I have experience with that. We actually delivered under budget. Actually, that's not quite right. Here's what actually does. It signals you're surprised you have value. It sounds like you're defending yourself from an accusation no one's made. Delete it. I have experience with that. We delivered under budget. That's not accurate. When you remove actually, the same sentence sounds authoritative. This separates people who get heard in meetings from people who get ignored. The next one tells executives you don't have control, even when you do. That phrase is, I'm so busy. Things are crazy right now. I'm swamped. Sorry, I've been so busy. Here's the problem. Busy signals lack of control, not strategic prioritization. Replace it with precision. I'm currently focused on the Q3 launch and the vendor negotiations. I'm sequencing priorities to deliver the critical path items first. See the difference? One sounds like you're drowning. The other one sounds like you're making decisions. This is how you go from the person everyone dumps work on to the person executives protect when layoffs come. This next one is the phrase that separates people who get promoted from people who stay stuck. The phrase is, I think we should. I think we should consider migrating systems. I feel like it might be a problem. I think maybe we could try this approach. Here's what's wrong. Executives make decisions. I think sounds like you're still deciding. Replace it with ownership. My recommendation is to migrate systems by Q3. The data shows this is a critical risk. The next step is to pilot this approach. This is the language of someone who gets promoted, not someone who wants to be told what to do. When AI is replacing middle management, you need to sound like someone who makes decisions, not someone who needs permission. The next phrase trains people to see you as someone they don't need to listen to. The phrase is, sorry to bother you. Sorry for the delay. Sorry, I've been in a meeting. Sorry, I've been meaning to get to this. Sorry to interrupt. Here's what's happening. Apologizing for existing trains people to see you as low status. Replace apology with ownership. Thank you for your patience. I need your input on this decision. I have an update on the project. People promote the people they need, not the person who's sorry for needing things. In a market where companies are cutting headcount, you can't afford to sound apologetic for doing your job. This next one is the difference between being seen as someone who executes and someone who leads. The phrase is, we worked really hard on this. The team put in a lot of hours. This was really challenging. We stayed late to finish this. Here's the problem. Executives don't really care about your effort. They only care about business impact. Replace effort with outcome. This delivered $250,000 in savings. We achieved launch 2 weeks ahead of schedule. We solved the compliance issue, which unlocked the next phase of growth. This is the single biggest thing separating people who get promoted from people who stay stuck. Leaders talk outcomes, executors talk effort. When your company is deciding who stays and who goes, they keep the people who deliver measurable value. And the next one makes executives not trust your deadlines. That phrase is, I'll try to get this done, and its counterparts. Hopefully we'll finish by next week. I'll try to deliver this by Friday. We might be able to launch in Q3. Here's what try does. It signals you don't have agency. Replace it with precision about what you control. The target date is March 15th. You'll have this by Friday at 3 p.m. My recommendation is to target Q3 launch. The dependencies are legal approval and 2 additional headcount. See the difference? Junior people overclaim, I will launch this by Q3, when they don't have control over the budget or resourcing. Mid-level people hedge. Hopefully we'll be done soon. Executives own what they control and name what they don't. This is the perception that gets you invited to the executive level planning. They trust people who know the difference between what they can control and what they can't. Those 7 phrases, delete them, replace them. That's how you go from sounding like someone they can replace to someone they can't afford to lose. Not by working harder, by sounding like someone who makes decisions, not someone who waits for them. Are you going to keep talking like an employee, or are you going to start talking like the person who survives the next round of cuts? Download the full matrix. All 10 phrases with before and after swaps. The link is in the description. Now that you've fixed how you say things, the next question is, are you even in a role they're going to protect? If you're worried about layoffs, watch my other video on layoff warning signs that show up about 6 months before everyone else notices what's happening. I'll walk you through the patterns I've seen in real layoff rooms so you can tell if you're in the safe bucket or the easy to cut bucket, while you still have time to do something about it. Click to watch that now. I'll see you over there.